Meloni's Matters TV and radio. We highlight artists, business owners, and we talk about the matters of the community. Kevin Q presents Our Journey to 120.
Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you for being, just supporters of the Meloni's Matters show. And today is any other day. I am here to educate. So today, and it's just no different. The person that I have here, sit to my left, we have a 2-year relationship.
But that makes it sound like we don't really know each other. But go ahead.
Okay. But he's the one who introduced me to being on the air and getting comfortable with that. Because if you know me, you know that I'm a shy person. I don't like to talk and all that stuff. But when my book was fresh off the press, Kevin's show was one of the first shows that I went on, him and Dame Zoe, so I definitely have to say, thank you for that. And he was the one who really got me acclimated to things. We did a couple of more shows after that, and that is our basic history. So I do know Kevin. So those of you who see me, and he's the guy that made it happen. He just opened up a window for me, a window that I had no idea that really existed. So as I said today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to learn some stuff today. Every show that I've had thus far has been about learning and taking people to the next level. So we want to continue that today. So Kevin, please tell us a little bit about why we're here today.
Okay. First and foremost, I want to start off, I have to give the lovely Meloni her props. You know what I mean? I really, like she said, she came to the show that we were having on 1010, and she was green. We were helping her promote her book, and she was like nervous. She was a bag of nerves, and I think she fell in. She felt comfortable, and when she got comfortable, I was like, okay, all right, okay. And we were looking for a female voice and a face to add to the show, to add to the team. You know what I mean? And so I said, hey, what you think about doing radio? And she was like, huh? What? And all that. And I'm like, whatever, that don't mean nothing. Come on, you be all right. Let's do this. And she fell in, she fell in and she did her thing. And now here she is with her own YouTube channel, Meloni Matters. She was always a businesswoman anyway, you know what I mean? And I know she got a love for this. She got a love for Baltimore, love for the world, love for her people and other people. And she has a love for education. So I just want to give you your props and tell you how proud I am that she grabbed the torch and she kept it moving. We had a show called Uncomfortable Conversations, which is coming back on to the air real soon, June 15th. Check it out. We're going to give you some more information on that. But like she said, we're here to educate. And she said one thing that was a couple of things, but that it opened up a window and it helped her get to the next level. And that's why she's here, and that's why I'm here. Because we want to open up some windows, some eyes of some understanding, and take you to the next level in your life. Now, I lost a couple.
Look, he's slim. And I want to get my knife out, so I could just go slicing and dicing, y'all. But Kevin is slim. Now, the last time I saw you was about, 2 years?
No, we've seen each other. I mean, it's been a year.
About a year. And
time is flying.
Time is flying. Yeah.
It's been about a year.
And let's just say he wasn't as slim.
As slim. I wasn't exactly fat, but I wasn't as slim. I definitely was at least 30 pounds heavier than I am now.
Okay.
And me, 30 pounds, and they might not seem like a lot, but 30 pounds on my body is not ideal. You know what I'm saying? So I'm more in lean where I'm at now. I'm not super bulky, I'm more cut and lean, but I'm healthy. I'm healthy, and that's why I'm here today to, enlighten some people. We go to the doctors, as African American people in general, and it's just not about black and white, but I'm talking to my people right now. We lead whatever chronic disease there is out there. It seems like we're number one in obesity, diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, heart disease. You pick one, and we up there. And and it's just not by chance. Some of it is systematically put in place that way, but it's things that we can do about it, and it's things that I decided to do about it. Like I said, I was a lot heavier than what I was. I felt sluggish. I didn't feel myself. You know what I mean? I felt vulnerable. Real talk. I felt vulnerable. Something in my mind as a man with a family. I'm like, what if my family's in distress? My daughter or something, and I gotta pick her up and carry a couple blocks. Somebody gonna have to revive me about 5 steps down the road because my fat behind and fell out and passed out. So I'm no good to nobody as a man. You know what I mean? So I had to get myself right. And I hate pills. I don't hate doctors.
Right.
Doctors are okay for some things, but I'm not a pill taker. You know what I mean? I don't do the medicine thing because the side effects and everything
Right.
that it is, you take this, and I was looking at TV one day and I can't think of what the drug was, but it was like one of the side effects was like rectal bleeding. I'm like, whoa, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay, do you want high blood pressure or do you want you know what I mean? Do you do what? Anyway, so don't get a visual. It's all good,
true.
you know what I mean? So I said I gotta do something about this. And I knew what to do. But knowing what to do and doing what you're supposed to do is another thing. So I have a blog called Journey to 120 in the book of Genesis, and I approach let me get this out first. I approach my my walk in a holistic spiritual type manner.
Right.
I consider myself Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, whatever. I pull from what I need to pull to get me to where I need to go. You know what I mean? And I don't point fingers and say, no, what you saying is wrong, what you saying, because if that's the case, everybody wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we pull what we from the pull. So I might quote scripture, I might quote the Quran or whatever. So I approach it holistically, not just in a religious dynamic, but I believe in mind, body, and spirit. You know what I mean? And it all comes into place for us to be one and to be whole. So in the book of Genesis 6:3, God says that my spirit will not always strive with man for his flesh, but I have given him the number of days on earth 120 years. So hence the title of my blog is Journey to 120, because I want my 120 at least. Don't think you'll pay 120.
Right.
It's a wrap. You know what I mean?
Right.
You want your 120?
I do.
You know what I mean? But I don't want to be stumbling and crumbling into my 120.
Yes.
I want to go into my 120 with vigor and strength. So when I go to sleep, boom, I might be out then, but it won't be no pain and no suffering, no stuff like that. So hence I come up where I blog my journey to my 120, and I'm gonna get to my 120. You best believe I'm gonna get to my 120. And when I I want to go to my 120, where the kids at? I want to go to my 120. Don't you edit that out. Don't you take that out. Now, y'all I'm telling you, me and Mel, we was on the radio, we be, but
Back and forth,
okay. So I want to go on 120 strong, you know what I mean? And I want to be there for my family, my friends, my community, my nation, as a man, and definitely as a black man.
Okay. So on that note, we're going to take a very brief break.
You're watching Meloni's Matters TV and radio show. A word from our sponsors. Do you want a vehicle that is exclusively for you? Call Cedric Lee at Exclusive Motor Cars. His number is 410-367-5327 or 443-630-7172. They're located at 4660 Reisterstown Road, Baltimore, Maryland 21215. And you can check out their inventory by visiting www.exclusivemotorcarsmd.com. And if you have credit problems, Cedric will help you with that as well. Become a state licensed and certified insurance agent. You'll be certified to market life, health, auto, and home. A 3-day course is just $99. Also offering online courses to get your investment license for free. Make the call today that could change your life. Call 410-365-4665. So, you need a vehicle. Well, come on, baby, and ride with the King. Visit King Motors. They're located at 5905 Liberty Road. And you can also check out their inventory by visiting www.king-motors.com. Give Justin a call. He'll help you out. His phone number is 410-277-4545.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Thank you so much for hanging out. So Kevin, you mentioned about your blog. So what types of things that we should look for on your blog?
Okay, like I said, I'm gonna be kind of chronicling my journey, and one thing that I'm huge on is diet, nutrition. Now, I don't believe when I say diet, I'm not gonna be like calorie. I'm not a calorie counter. Eat this portion, go get I don't even know the name of the little diet thing, foods and all. All that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about as far as what you need to put in your body and what you need to stop putting in your body. And I also understand that it's not always a one size fits all.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
I don't eat like pork or beef, and I haven't done it for I don't know how many years because I might have been 230 before if I ate pork or beef because I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I would have been 260 and I'd probably be dead already because just because you can carry 260, that don't mean I can carry 260.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's not always a one size fits all type thing, and I'm gonna approach it in so many different dynamics because I need for you and you and you and you to say what works for me. And to understand that it's a process. It's a process. You know, it's like, oh, I'm gonna stop smoking, and you throw the pack out tomorrow, and then you running down the street the next day, or not even the next day, and you're like, yo, let me get a pack to the head. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand it's a process. So one of the major things I'm gonna deal with is diet and nutrition. Of course, I'm gonna deal with spirituality. You know what I mean? Because I believe in a higher power. You know, I'm a child of the sun. I really believe I go out early in the morning and I look up into the sun because to me that is a representation of the power and the dynamic of the Creator, whatever name you give the Creator. Sure. You know what I mean? Because I tell people sometimes, and I'm not trying to offend nobody, but I don't know if Jesus is coming back tomorrow, but if that sun don't shine tomorrow, it's all right. So I look up and I pull and I draw energy and wisdom because as far as that gives life to the earth. Sure. Nothing is growing. I'm growing vegetables now, and you know, and I put them out in the sun. Well, at first I kind of had them in the house, and I was looking, and then I stuck them out in the sun, and because the sun gives life. It's just so much. So I'm educating on the sun, and I'm just covering so many things. I'm not trying to go over people's head, but my thing is, I'm going to tap you into different resources, and you need to do the research yourself. Don't take my word for it. Do the research yourself. And one of the biggest things I say, in this journey, you cannot be lazy. You can't be lazy. You have to do things. If you want different, it's the saying, if you want different, don't do the same things and expect different results. Absolutely. That's idiotic. It's not going to happen. So I tap into so many different things. Like I said, I chronicle my journey. I try to be as transparent as I possibly could be. I hip you to the medical establishment. You know, I give you some information about how your doctors see you and so forth. I might have a PowerPoint, video, links to whatever. So I'm going to just chronicle my journey because I think my journey in itself is enough. I don't really have to reach and, what am I write about today?
Right.
I wake up in the morning and it's like, wow, boom, 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 boom.
Wow.
And the Creator endows me with just words to speak into my people.
Wow. So I'm blown back. Okay.
And she blown back. Because usually she be giving me grief.
No.
Not grief, but
yeah. But okay, so my question is, number one, when did you say, you know what, I'm done. I have got to change. When did you say that?
Well, I say that several times throughout several years.
And that's realistic.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I've said that. So, but you know what the thing that means? Like I said, I can't say, oh, well, May of 2014, because I probably did it May of 2014. I might have did it June of 2010. But it's been a journey for the past, I'm going to say at least 20 years.
Really?
At least 20 years because, you know, I'm from North Philly. You know, ex-drug dealer, gang banger, been incarcerated, been on crack, lived out in the street. But I remember I would go through these and do some crazy stuff. They used to call me Chaos. I'm not worried about nobody looking for me now because all them fools is probably dead. Anyway, you know, and they need to watch this anyway because maybe they can get something. And you can come and bring it if you want to anyway. But, so I remember I would cry out to God in my ignorance, and I'd be like, Lord, why me? I'm so much smarter than this. You know what I mean? And then I happened, and then I was about to go somewhere where I didn't, and I'm gonna make a long story short. I ended up in North Carolina, and from Philly. I ended up pretty much exiled myself to North Carolina, this little town. Shouts out to Pastor William Dorothy Guilford, who took me in like a son, Deeper Life Ministry. And I began to get an understanding of God and Christ and so forth, and all the pieces. I began to get revelation. So it kind of started in, but I remember the Spirit of God spoke to me and told me I was a prophet for my people and that I was a healer. And I was a healer. So going up and going through the whole Christian dynamic, you know, and I'm like, okay, I'm getting education, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm a healer. I'm laying hands, and, you know, people is falling out. But God will do things with you and for you in your ignorance, where you at, you know what I mean? Because that's where I was at, you know what I mean? But as I move along in my journey, and I may not, you know, do the Christ thing like people do it, you know, but I do believe in Christ because I invoke the Spirit of Christ daily, like I invoke the spirit of Malcolm X and invoke the spirit of Dr. King and Marcus Garvey because they're my ancestors. And the Spirit of Christ in itself is phenomenal, you know, is phenomenal. So I invoke the Spirit, or Muhammad, I should, peace be upon him, you know, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, I should say, or Farrakhan or whoever, but I invoke the spirits as my elders. So it's been a journey. It's been a journey. So it's been a journey to the 120 even before I knew it was a journey to the 120.
I mean, but 20 years. So in 20 years, you're talking about some of the things that you have transitioned through. And so where did I have got to eat healthy, when did that come into play? Okay, so
I would say probably really strong the past year. I really, like I said, I knew I was overweight. I would go to the doctors and my cholesterol was sky high. My blood pressure, I'm pre-diabetic. You know, they so quick to want to put you in a diabetic thing. You know what I mean? And I had a coworker of mine who was like, yeah, you know that diabetes, you got to take that insulin and it mess with your. And I'm like, and even some of the blood pressure medicine, and definitely the statins on the cholesterol.
Yeah.
Brothers, you owe it to yourself to change your diet because you can correct those issues. Because this is one of my biggest theories. The human body has the ability to heal itself.
Yes.
You have to understand that. Yes. If you believe the human body has the ability, God said, I've given you everything pertaining to life and God. Everything. And the human body has the ability to correct itself. These pharmaceutical drugs, synthetic drugs that they're pushing in your body are only designed to get you sick and sicker. Because we got all these, but we got more high blood pressure, more cholesterol, more heart disease, and so within probably the past year, I was like, okay. And remember, I wasn't eating beef and pork anyway.
Right.
I was doing the chicken, you know, like turkey, fish, type of stuff.
Right.
But what I did was I ramped up my plant and vegetable diet.
Yeah.
I began to put more plants and vegetables in my body.
So when we come back, we're going to talk about this because I think most people struggle with that. And I think I'm becoming one of those people and not even, I'm definitely becoming one of those people. I'm really struggling with that. So we're going to take a very brief
You're
break.
watching Meloni's Matters TV and radio show. A word from our sponsors. Carport Sedan Services. Wherever you need to go, we will get you there quickly and safely. Call 410-233-8800 or 410-233-8801. Serving all of Baltimore and surrounding counties. Jesus Never Fails Enterprises. Visit www.jnfenterprises.com to learn
Ladies and
more.
gentlemen, we are back. So Kevin is going to educate us. see that?
See, that's why you didn't give me the mic. You know what? I was like, I wonder if she gonna had a big microphone, but I was like, she not gonna give me that big microphone because she know I bust out in the song.
In a minute.
You know what I mean? So
In a minute.
you know, it's wrong. It's just wrong.
Before the break, we were
Last time I
talking
had a
about.
microphone, but I don't know.
See, he gonna get cut before the show is even over.
Y'all see that? And we got it on tape too.
Yes.
That's scary. But anyway.
Anyway, so before the break, we were kind of skipping along with the vegetables. Now, I said to you off camera that I'm kind of struggling with the intake of vegetables. I used to be very big on vegetables, but I don't know what was going on.
Okay.
You know, so help us out with that.
Okay. The vegetables are key. Vegetables, and it was funny because I was driving, not funny, but I'm driving down the street today and I see this girl and she got green hair. And I'm like, okay, you put the green dye in your head, but you won't put no green in your inside your body. And the vegetables are very important because they provide you with essential minerals and nutrients that you need for your body. And one of the biggest things, like, one of the things that really took the weight off me was I began to consume more ginger. And then this worked for me. And something you call wheatgrass. Look it up. And because it depends who you talk to. Wheatgrass is pretty much grass that I juiced, and it comes out with this green. It's pretty much the blood. It comes out, when you juice it, of course it liquefies it.
Right.
And it's pretty much plant blood. The chlorophyll that supplies it's plant blood, really. But it's green. And it doesn't taste the greatest. And I would drink that, probably like 2 ounces, an ounce or two, and I would consume ginger, whether I'm putting it in juices or just ginger shots, tea. Like my daughter was coughing and had bad cough and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I would, come here girl, put some ginger on a teaspoon, some honey, and squeeze some lemon.
Yeah.
But the doctors wanted to give her an inhaler. And here she is 11 years old, they never had asthma, and they want to give her albuterol. You watch that. You watch what them MDs are trying to give your children. I'm telling you, we can do 15 shows on this, that alone. So the plant thing, all right, you may not want to, I juice a lot. And it liquefies it, it makes it easier to digest, makes it easier once it goes into the stomach. It's easier to digest, so it can go into absorb.
Yeah.
So it goes into your small intestines, because that's where what we have inside your small intestines called villi or microvilli. It's like millions and some say billions of just little hands. Just think of little hands that when the nutrients pass into your small intestine, they just grabbing the nutrients. So you want to make sure that what you intake in your body is easy to break down. And once again, that's some more shows.
Right.
You got to tune into the shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
what you literally put in, you literally get out.
Yeah. So people struggle with the fruits and vegetables, but you need them because that's where you get your essential nutrients, your amino acids, and
The good stuff.
the good stuff. Now, I do organic as much as possible. Well, I do organic probably more than much more than I don't do organic. And the reason is because the fruits and vegetables being produced now on the mass scale are usually sprayed with herbicides and pesticides, which kills the bacteria that's supposed to be in the soil. It kills it because their whole concept is that we want fruits and vegetables to be produced as fast as possible and as much as possible, because it's all about the money.
Absolutely.
It's not about your health. Now you got to understand this dynamic. The same people that own 90-something% of the seed are the big pharmaceutical companies. So they're poisoning you on this end so you can take the medicine on that end. So it's one big, you know, so the best diet, if you can do organic, farmers markets. You know, do your farmers markets, because then you can go up to the farmer and say, yo, okay, you use herbicides, pesticides, you know what I mean? And some be like, well, we got to keep the bugs off. Okay, thank you. But some do organic, and even with organic is saying what we didn't do. We didn't put herbicide and pesticides in it, but you need to ask them, you need to go further and say, okay, so what are you doing with your soil? Okay? Because the nutrients that we need from the plants and the vegetables, plants don't produce them. It's the soil, the earth that produces them. And man can't produce minerals. Only God can produce minerals. But man can take the minerals out the soil, which they do. And they take it out the soil so they can put the garbage in the soil. So, okay, because both of them can occupy the same space. So it's a hustle. It's a big hustle. And like I said, you can't be lazy. You can't be lazy. You got to do your homework. You got to get up. You got to go to the farmers markets. You know what I mean? You can't trust Safeway, Giant, Big Lot, A+, whatever the store is. You got to do your own homework. And a lot of people got backyards and front yards. I don't have much of a yard now. I have some land, and I'm looking to purchase some more land where we can grow more vegetables and plants and stuff like that. But you need to learn this, and you need to learn how to put the minerals back into your soil, because the plant actually, the roots of the plant has to touch the minerals for the minerals to be transformed into the plant. And what you put inside the plant, you put inside your body. You know,
that makes sense.
So just like, and not to get off the plant thing, just like how they, all this beef and even the chicken and stuff like that, how they pump it with hormones and stuff like that. So you can't, if the farmer puts hormones into the cow, for the cow to be 1,000 pounds in 6 months, and you wonder why you 300 pounds, because you're consuming the same hormones, and you wonder why some of the brothers ain't really acting like brothers no more, because of some of the stuff, the hormones they put in the food, that's real tough. So, you know what I mean? But I ain't, you know, I'm not trying to, it is what it is.
Do your homework on that.
Do your homework.
They have found a couple of scientific studies.
Yeah, quite a few.
That will support that.
Oh, without question.
Yes.
Without question.
Absolutely.
And that's another thing that we're going to put in the blog. You know what I mean? Say, look, check this out. Do your research, because it's about educating people. Because we just doing this show right here.
Right.
We ain't going home. We ain't living with you, so
Right.
forth and so on. But so, you got to put the plants, the vegetables, and this one I get a lot of. It's expensive to eat healthy. And it is, no, I don't want to say it's expensive, but you can't eat healthy and unhealthy. You got to make a decision.
Right.
That $50, $60 y'all running back and forth to McDonald's,
Chinese store.
you know what? Let's say that whole Chinese store. Let me tell you something first about the Chinese store. Y'all stop going to those stores that won't serve you food behind a plate glass window and is not putting no money in your community. Remember, I said that. Stop patronizing them. Stop patronizing them, because they don't care nothing about you, and you don't know what they back there cooking. The glass is that thick. They spin the little wheel, you'll put your money in. Don't do no business with that no more. Cut it out. And you ain't Chinese, so you don't need all that rice. The rice is poison. It's poison. Stop eating it. I got the babies laughing at me.
I know.
I'm ready to go in.
I think we can say that in general, though.
What's that?
In general, the food that we put, the corner stores.
Yeah.
And I keep saying I'm gonna do it, and I haven't gotten to it yet. But I definitely want to write on my blog something about the black bags that we see, particularly here in Baltimore City. The black. Anytime you see African American person carrying a black plastic bag, it's either one or two things in it: alcohol or some food that has no nutrients whatsoever.
None whatsoever.
None whatsoever. So I think we can definitely say in general, we just have to watch what we're eating, you know.
And you know, there's people right now like, whatever, I'm gonna eat my shrimp fried rice, and I'm gonna do, okay, alright, you do that. Because I'm on a journey to 120, and I think Mel on a journey to 120 with me too.
121.
Because you know 121? Because watch, she gonna get 120, and she gonna be just as fine at 120 as she is
But
now.
this is true, and I wanna point this out. There is an Asian lady who lives down the road from us, right? She did just what you said. She has her garden, so she's growing everything herself. She even takes rain and filter it, and that's what she drinks. And that lady has got to be every bit of probably 80 or 90 years old, and she's just you know just scooting around like it's nothing out there in the garden, just digging and pulling up stuff. It's amazing, and it's all behind the food that she eats.
Well, it's not just the food; it's just what she's doing. That's when we go back to the whole holistic dynamic. That just as much as mental, because a lot of things, you know, it's one thing to say stop eating, stop that, but unless you make that up in your mind mentally first and spiritually, because I have people that tell me, they say, you know, I was about to go get this and I heard your voice, or they might say, I went to go eat this and I ate it and it ran right through me. I guess my mind is, because you're already programming your mind, and your mind is worn with the outside or whatever, and so she's doing it, and she's moving, she's touching the earth, she has her feet planted on the earth, she's connecting with the energy of the earth. So that's what we go to the whole holistic dynamic. The earth is major. Your body, the same nutrient, the same, what's the word I'm looking for? Makeup of your body is similar to the same makeup when it's healthy, when it's balanced, to what's in the ground. And so if you come from the book of Genesis, God formed man out of what? The dust of the earth. The dust of the earth. It's the same. Folks, you really need to start believing what you think you believe. You know what I mean? Practice. You know, what you really think you believe. I didn't make that up. It's in Genesis. And so the same composite that the major nutrients and minerals that's made up in the soil is in the human body. It's made up in the human body. Now, the human body can't produce what we call essential vitamins and minerals. They have to come through your consumption of the plants, which in turn has to come from the soil.
Well, I told you guys we were going to get educated. I told you. So Kevin, we're going to come back. We're going to take our last break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to really get into the bulk of this. I really want you to put people where we need to be as far as getting what we need. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so stick around. We'll be right back.
You're watching Meloni's Matters TV and radio show. A word from our sponsors. If you like karaoke, you'll love Costume Karaoke. Come out with Long Jack events and have a great time every third and fourth Thursday of every month. Long Jack offers drink specials and admission is only $5. Come on out and have a great time, located at 1724 Woodlawn Drive in the Payju's restaurant. You need more information, you can also visit the website at www.longjackevents.com. A Typical Journey, 10 true stories women will relate and men will understand. A Typical Journey is now available on Amazon.com or meloniesworks.com. You had a long day. But don't forget to grab your bottle of Spirits More, now available in one great taste, Summer Breeze. To get your bottle, call 443-790-6303. Delivery is available.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. So Kevin is going to educate us about the food that we absolutely have to stay away from. And his first food, I think I'm just going to fall off the chair because I love cheese.
Okay.
So, okay, tell us, Kevin, what's the first food?
Now remember,
Okay.
everybody, it's a process.
It's a process.
It's a process.
Okay.
But I need to put it out there. Okay, so you're gonna see it's five foods that you should stay away from. So eat these 5 foods and die. Pretty much, cut it off. So the first one we're gonna deal with is shredded cheese. Yes, all y'all Chipotle, I wanna go to Chipotle. You know what I mean? Shredded cheese, and you go to the supermarket. I stopped a brother in the supermarket about to buy shredded cheese one day. He was like, man, thanks. It contains what you call cellulose. Now, cellulose is really like the cell wall of plants, but it's not digestible to the human body. But the cellulose that's in the shredded cheese is made out of wood pulp or sawdust. Yeah, sawdust. And the reason why they use sawdust, because sawdust keeps the moisture out, because if not, it would clump up. It'd be clumped up. So it would be clump cheese in the bag, and that's not really appealing. So instead of shredded cheese. And so it's in low fat ice cream, and it's in also they put it in pre-made smoothies. Okay. So cellulose is definitely one thing. I mean, shredded cheese is one thing.
So just the shredded cheese. You're not saying cheese in general.
Not cheese in general, but you should always get in the habit of reading your labels.
Yeah.
And read the labels.
For 2 bags, just
well.
I'm gonna go home and read.
It's
not gonna say sawdust.
But it's gonna say cellulose. Cellulose or powdered cellulose or something like that.
Okay.
It's not gonna say sawdust.
Okay.
Because if you picked it up and it said sawdust, you'd be like, oh, and that's the trick. They put these scientific words in it. If you don't know what it is, you need to go home and Google it.
And you didn't even gotta go home.
Yeah,
you
got your phone. Thank you. Everybody got a phone, Google, whatever. So cellulose is definitely one. I mean, shredded cheese is definitely a thing. Shred your own cheese.
Yeah.
Get a block of cheese. Once again, go to the farmer's market or whatever.
It's probably cheaper too.
Yeah. And you can't be lazy.
Yeah.
You cannot be lazy.
And let me just say this. Erica Buffalo was on a show about, maybe almost a year ago?
Mm-hmm.
No, it hasn't been that long, maybe about 9 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And she said the exact same thing, like in health.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a fitness
Yes,
coach.
she is. Yeah.
And she said in health, you cannot be lazy.
You can't be lazy.
Yeah.
You can't be, and it's not just do 50 jumping jacks and that lazy dynamic.
Preparing.
Preparation is everything.
Yeah.
Every Sunday, especially us that have 9 to 5s, you know what I mean? Get in your kitchen. If you feel like you really gotta write a TV, you gotta watch TV, put one in your kitchen.
That's right.
I have my iPad and looking at videos all the time while I'm cutting my pineapples and the fruit.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Preparing the food for at least maybe the next 3 days to last you up until Wednesday. Then you may do it again, because if not, you be sitting at work like, what am I eating for lunch?
Cafeteria
Or McDonald's. What am I eating for lunch?
Worst, McDonald's. Stop eating McDonald's. Fast food, but McDonald's.
And the sales are down, so I want to applaud America, because McDonald's sales are definitely down. But they're going to try to go to the healthy thing. Watch it, because if the root is rotten, the rest of the tree going to be rotten, and the leaves and the fruit. So shredded cheese is definitely one thing. Shred your own cheese if you feel like you need it, because fat is good. Good fat, you got good fat, and you need fat because fat helps your cartilage and stuff in your body. If you're working out. Now I'm saying don't eat a bag of fat and go to sleep because you're going to be fat. You eat fat, you're going to be fat. It's just that simple. You need to balance. Everything is about balance, about bringing everything back into balance. So the second one, did you slide up? Okay. The second one is soda. Leave the soda alone.
Before you get to that, let me say this.
Go ahead.
I haven't had soda in show. I haven't had soda in a long time, but my favorite soda was pineapple, right?
Okay.
So 2 weeks ago, we were at a family member's event, and they had pineapple. I'm like, oh my God, pineapple soda. Let me tell you something.
Uh-oh.
I had probably this much, and I thought I was going to die.
Did you?
My stomach hurt so bad, but that's an indicator letting me know that you're not supposed to be having this anyway. Yeah.
And one reason about that, because you haven't had it in a long time, and it's worse. And it's so bad, the garbage they put in it, your body is like, and that's when we go back to the concept, your body is so intelligent that it has the ability to heal itself. And your body is telling you, you know what I mean, if you eat something and it's like, oh, I had too much, you might have not had too much, you just what you had. Well, if it's not good, it's too much anyway.
Right.
So soda is not good because the high fructose corn syrup, you know, that's in it, which is bad sugar, which for us, especially the ladies, you know where it go.
Right
here, and here. It's not. It's bad sugar. It's bad sugar. Sugar is good because sugar is like fuel for the body.
Right.
But you can get it in fruit.
Get it in honey.
A lot of agave. It's different things that you can get. And sugar is a live. You want to eat live foods. Foods that do what they're supposed to do in your body. And that corn syrup and that bad sugar, white refined, that stuff just sits. It's not alive. It's processed. Anything is processed.
Yes.
It's processed. You know what I mean? Stay away from the inside of the aisles or the supermarket because everything that's not refrigerated is processed. Trust me when I tell you.
Yeah.
And so people are like, okay, well, you know, I'll drink diet soda.
Wrong.
No, diet soda, that's worse. You might as well drink regular soda.
Yeah.
Real talk. You might as well, because the diet soda contains what you call aspartame. And aspartame was linked to like 92 different, from tumors to cancer and stuff like that. Do your homework, look it up. And so my second one is soda or carbonated beverages. And let me tell you something about that soda you drunk. What happens is it's acidic. Now you need acid because your stomach is a bag of acid.
Right.
That's all your stomach is.
Right.
It's incredible how the human body is. How you can have pretty much battery acid inside your stomach and it ain't coming out your body.
Right.
If you cut your finger off, don't do that. Don't do it at home. Just an example. If you cut your finger off and swallowed it, your stomach would down to the bone.
Yeah.
Down to the bone.
Yeah.
So now you're putting acid in bad acid inside acid, that inside the good acid, and it's kind of making it's what's the word I'm looking for?
Like oil and water.
Yeah, sort of, and it's not, and it's causing your digestion. It's causing you not to be able to digest the food properly. That's why you should never drink carbonated beverages after you eat a meal or when you're eating a meal, because it's going to interfere with the digestion process in your stomach. You know what I mean? So you leave the carbonated beverages,
leave
soda,
that stuff
soda
alone.
alone. And Melanie's favorite.
No.
Not your favorite.
If I do this, it's a chicken nugget, y'all. If I do this, I do them at home.
Thank you.
Myself.
That's your alternative.
Yeah.
That is your alternative. You have to feel like you need it. Stop taking your kids to McDonald's. Stop taking them anywhere and getting them chicken, because
you don't want to know. It's not chicken.
It's not even chicken. It's like, it's muscle, it's some type of other scraps of meat,
it's
connective tissue.
Yeah.
And it's just a bunch of stuff, and it's held together by meat glue.
Yeah.
It's all held together by meat glue. Don't that sound delicious? Ma, so the kids just be like, Ma, I want some meat glue. Yeah, if the kids said that, you know, but no, y'all be like, what you want? Shut up, boy, I'm gonna just get you some chicken nuggets.
Right.
Just say, shut up, boy, I'm gonna get you some meat glue.
Right.
You know, stop poisoning your kids. They ain't got no job.
Yeah.
They gotta eat what you feed them.
And this is so true.
They don't like it either.
I've done a little bit of research on just McDonald's, and I'm not getting on people. Look, you gotta do what you gotta do, but I'm telling you, the stuff that they put in that food is unreal.
Food? I didn't eat.
Well,
it's good that you call it food. It's good that you call it food.
The stuff that they serve people,
you know.
and people buy. You're literally buying your death. Trust me. Do your homework. They had some videos on YouTube of just about McDonald's and, well, from what I saw, and the McDonald's meat.
Yeah,
That's all I'm gonna say about it.
So yeah, the chicken, like Mel said, if you got to do it at home. And once again, you can't be lazy, and you have an opportunity to sit there, have your kid.
Yeah.
Come on, let's do this together.
Yeah.
Get from in front of the phone, texting, the TV, and the computer, and do stuff with your kids.
Yeah.
Teach your kids how to do this so they can pass it on.
Right.
Because this is one of the biggest myths about obesity, high blood pressure, diabetes, is that it's genetic. That's a myth. That is passed down. Your mama, and that's one of the first things that's out there. Well, anybody in your family ever had diabetes? That's to let them off the hook.
But you've been taught this. You've been taught how to eat properly or improperly.
Right, but when they say they trying to connect
it.
But see, probably your mama and her mama for the past couple generations been eating bad. Been eating bad. And the food, so, you know what I mean? So, it's not genetic. It's what you put in your body. Because I don't have high blood pressure. I don't have no diabetes. My cholesterol is down. And that's another thing about the whole cholesterol type thing, because you need cholesterol because your brain is made up of cholesterol, and they try to up because they want to put you on the statin drugs, which will cause some other stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's all about it's all about the paper. So okay, our number 4th one is, I'm sorry for all y'all cake eaters, frosting. And I just picked out stuff that, you know, at random, that every, you know what I mean? I know you like your cakes and stuff like that, and you get into that tub and the tub of frosting, and you spread it on the cake. No, don't do it. Because it causes inflammation in the stomach. It causes inflammation in the stomach.
And we're just talking about the frosting.
The tub. I didn't even talk about the cake.
We know the cake is not good.
Yeah, but you can, they got recipes. Always look for, just Google healthy cake recipes, healthy frosting. I know people that might use sour cream or whatever. Stay away from the store-bought in the tub, because it's full. That gives you the bad cholesterol. That's just, and it's filled with sugar, and all that stuff tastes good because it's filled with sugar and different types of garbage. So you want to stay away from that also. So, and this will be on the blog, and hopefully, you know, we'll do it. Okay, so the last one, the 5th one is processed meats. The bacon, the salami, all that lunch meat, especially the lunch meats in the pack. I don't recommend the lunch meat that you be like, oh, let me get a half a pound of turkey bologna. You know what I mean? And they be up there, like they done killed the turkey in the back of the room or something like that. You know what I mean? Because it's processed, it's filled with sodium. And what we tend to do is, especially with the bacon and the hot dogs, which we don't really know what hot dogs is made of. It's a bunch of, and the sausages. What we do with the bacon. Don't nobody eat bacon raw, do they?
No.
They don't eat the hot dogs. I have known people that might have tried to eat the hot dog raw. But the sausages, we cook them. And we usually cook them at high temperatures. And so when we do that, it releases carcinogens in the meat. And the nitrates in the meat. Now nitrates, you got good nitrates and you got bad nitrates. We don't have enough time to go into all that. But you got good nitrates because you got some green leafy vegetables that are filled with nitrates. You know what I mean? But the bad nitrates in the burnt meat is nitrosamines. And that's bad, and it's like smoking cigarettes. Wow. It's pretty much like smoking cigarettes. Matter of fact, no, I'm not gonna recommend that you smoke cigarettes, but it's like smoking a cigarette. So when you at the cookout and Uncle Mook Mook on the grill, don't be like, Uncle Mook Mook, let me get that burnt hot dog. I love that burnt hot dog. I love my hot dogs burnt. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I mean, we're going to get into that a little bit, because my middle daughter, if it's not burnt, she ain't touching it. Or she going to put it back on the grill until it's burnt. So that's definitely not good.
Yeah, no, because the high temperatures really does stuff to the food. It's really not like, you might cook your vegetables and stuff like that. It's best to eat the vegetables as raw as possible. You know what I mean? Like, I'll get a thing of organic spinach, and I'll wash it off, and I'll put it on a plate, and I'll put some sea salt or some iodized salt, because it contains iodine, which you do need. just not in excess. Remember, it's all about balance. The spices, you want to use the spices, the curry, any spices, you know, the turmeric, you know, spice it up. Maybe make some, if you need some balsamic vinaigrette, leave those Caesar dressings, ranches, and all that stuff in the bottle, leave that alone. You know, I just go in with the spinach. And what happens is your body will be craving that stuff. I eat spinach, I guarantee, not just spinach, but maybe stuff like dandelion greens. I know it sounds crazy, but they're nutritious, they're delicious. Like this morning, I went on, I rode my bike to the farmer's market. You know what I mean? Probably altogether I rode about 15 miles. You know, 7 miles one way, 7 miles back. And I got me some dandelion greens fresh from the farmer's market, got me some kale, and got me some spinach, took home, cooked it in butter, no margarine, stay away from the oils. I know they say the olive oils and all that stuff, but you try to stay away from it because heated at high temperatures, it start releasing different carcinogens in the food, you know what I mean? So, you know, and I put it all together, and that's what I ate. I had a nice piece of organic chicken breast, and the spinach, and really, I wish I had time to go to sleep after that, because that's the good food. And I'm gonna show you in my blog on how to. If you get 8 hours of sleep now, which you should, rest is very important. You have the ability to burn fat and lose weight without lifting a finger, and that's when you sleep. If you put the right foods in your body, because I might work out like 6:30, 7 o'clock at night, and I'll eat something good that I'm supposed to, put some protein in my body, and I have no problem. One, I sleep great, and I know that the food that I placed in my body my body's going to digest it properly, and the villi in my small intestine is like, yeah! And it's putting the nutrients back into my bloodstream, and you wake up in the morning and your stomach will be flat.
And you probably wake up in the morning, because I'm not a morning person, but you'll probably wake up in the morning and feel like, you know, energized.
Yeah. And what I do, one thing that I do religiously is that I cut me some lemons the night before, and I put it in water, usually alkaline water, and I sit it on my dresser. And when I wake up first thing in the morning, I drink me some lemon water. It energizes me, you know, and I'm ready to rock and roll. It's just putting your body back in balance. Yeah. You know?
This is a lot of information.
It is
guys.
It's a lot. It's her fault.
And like Cameron said, it's a process.
It's a process. It's a process, but you can do it. You can do it. I'm no different, you know, it takes discipline. You can't be lazy. You cannot be lazy. Yes, you know, but you can't, like, to me, honestly, if I want to say, you know what, I want some cake and some ice cream, I feel like, okay, I might want to go get it. I don't eat that all the time every day, but every now and then, I might want to treat, you know, come on, more, not that much, but I'm just saying, because my diet on a regular basis, I live to eat, I eat right daily, and exercise is key. If you eat right, you really don't have to exercise. You can lose weight without exercise. Yeah. All y'all folks that's on them elliptical machines and the treadmills, let me tell you something. You only burn fat, maybe, possibly, while you're on that machine. You only burn fat, and that's another thing. If you want to learn how to drop some of this weight, check out the blog. You know, there's different exercises you can do, but those treadmills, I never get on the machines. Because, you know, I mean, if you wanted to do cardio, but people get on there thinking they're going to burn all these calories. You know, when you're looking at the machine, how long you got to do that thing to burn 2 calories. You know what I mean? Forever in a day. And you're only going to burn it while you're on the machine after you've done it a while. The key is being able to burn your fat in your sleep, letting the body do what the body's designed to do.
That's interesting that you brought that up, because I talked to a a fitness instructor. And the first thing he said, look, if you are on those machines for 30 and 40 and 50 minutes, something is wrong. That's the first thing that he said. He was like, your body does it naturally.
Yeah.
And I looked at a picture of him and I said, that's naturally? He was like, yeah, that's
your body is amazing.
Yeah.
And the problem is we're fighting and we're killing our body because we've been programmed and we don't want to, this is what we do and this is what we eat and this is that, and we don't have any discipline and we're selfish. I tell men all the time, if you're not taking care of yourself and you married or got a maybe, you ain't got to be married. You got kids and you're not taking care of yourself, you're selfish. You're selfish. You're thinking about yourself, especially if you trying to make it happen. You know what I mean? And you know it ain't right. And you know it ain't right. And you cool with it? Okay. All right. And it's only but so many of us anyway. And you sit there and you're being selfish and you're thinking about yourself. Real men do real things. And I'm talking to the brothers right now. Real men do real things. You know what I'm saying? So get it together. Let's be soldiers. We see what's going on out in our streets.
Yeah.
You ain't fit for nothing. Matter of fact, don't get out the way. Get out the way. You know what I mean? Because you in the way. You in the way. If you in front of A&A Liquors 8:30 in the morning before they even know, talking about, hey, what's up, homie, and all that, man, get out the way. You in the way. You in the way.
So Kevin,
Yo.
your blog.
Yo, that's my blog.
Okay. So your blog, please tell people the name of it.
It'll be.
We're gonna have it.
It's going.
Yeah.
She'll have it.
Yeah.
Because we haven't published it yet.
Okay.
Timing is everything.
Okay.
It'll be up when this is
When this is
because we're taping.
okay.
We are taping.
Do we know what form it's gonna be on? Like blogger or?
My wife, she knows all
Okay.
that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But you'll have what you need. It's called Journey to 120. Uncomfortable Conversations Radio will be back on the air starting June 15th from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on WUIM 92.7, which is internet. It's internet and WPOP radio. So you can if you got the tune in that, you can check it in, check it out. And if you can't see it at 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., check the station out. We're gonna be blasting it here and there, and it's just not gonna be about nutrition. That's uncomfortable conversations,
Yes, it is.
and we be talking all kinds of things, and you know we have great guests, and it's about educating, informing, and the thing about that is we all got differences. We see things differently. We different religions, races, creeds, colors, dynamic, but that shouldn't keep us apart. That makes us who we are. And we still should be able to get down and bring this thing up to where it's supposed to be. Because I'm not hopeless. I'm not hopeless. And I'm not hopeless because I know the Creator has given me a task and a message. And for me to be hopeless, I would be like, okay, then what's the use? I might as well be out in front of A&A looking, hey, what's up, mama? You looking now? She don't want you behind. Stop, you ain't even fit for her. Get out of the way. I'm sorry, you know I go in on the dudes. And I'm not trying like I'm better, but black man, come on now. It's time for us to step our game up, you know what I mean? We got our sisters out here. To me, the black woman is God, and I'm gonna keep it like that. You know what I'm saying? Because they've been carrying us for years. And they're gonna always continue to carry us because that's how it's designed. And last time I checked, I ain't seen no dude have no babies. You know, the Adam rib thing, that's a whole nother show within itself. You know what I mean? But, you know what I'm saying? And you know, Mel, we go in on that. But the thing is, don't be a human ATM. Don't be a human ATM.
But see, this comes along with changing the mindset.
Yeah.
And some people, in my opinion, and that's probably another show, not ready for that. Because we've been practicing this aspect with ways forever. You know. Yeah. So those who can gravitate towards change and understanding something different, understanding something new, those will be the ones. Those will be the ones.
You know, it's concepts that I go by. One thing is, everybody can't go.
That's true.
Everybody can go, but everybody not gonna come.
At the same time.
You know what I mean? And you can't really worry about who not hearing it. Because we sitting here doing this, and if 3 people change it, one person change it, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And you know, people say, oh, they just try to jump on the bandwagon. Well, I'm glad we got a bandwagon for them to jump on. You know what I'm saying? It is what it, because at the end of the day, we just want to see y'all, see us, not just as black people, but as a nation, as a country, as a world. Dude, this is a beautiful, I mean, we need to sit back and see what we really have. You know what I mean? But we got to come out of the dark. We got to stop being duped, stop being followers. You know what I mean? Take care of your kids, take care of your family, you know what I mean? Put the right foods in your body, you know what I mean? Stop running. Look, if you get shot, stabbed, you need surgery sometimes, go see your MD. Go see your doctor. But for chronic diseases, they can't help you. They just learn how to manage symptoms.
The problem.
That's it.
Yeah.
They give you, because if the medicine worked, you wouldn't have it no more.
But you gotta keep taking.
You gotta keep taking and taking, then you got the 15 side effects. I don't have high blood pressure. I don't have diabetes. I don't have heart disease. I'm not going to get cancer. I'm not going to get that. I'm not going to get, now my bones might ache every now and then, but I got something for that too. You know, and we're going to do another show. I'm with this company called Longevity, which is about 90 for life, about putting essential minerals and vitamins. And I'm not a big supplement dude, but I hate calling them supplements because they're not really supplements. These actually, I've known people that had aneurysms in the brain and was limping, and they're better. They're cured. They're cured, and I'm gonna say it, they're cured, and because they put the right things back into their body, and you're giving the body the opportunity to do what it do, and that heals. If you get cut right there, you're gonna patch it up, put a Band-Aid on it, pull it off. It's gonna get some air. It's gonna get a scab. Boom. Next thing you know, it's healed again. So if it can do it out here, and inside of here is so much more complex. Look at your heart. Your heart is beating. It's pumping blood through your body. Stop taking it for granted. Stop taking it for granted. Stop wanting to be in pain because you feel like you gotta run the Bojangles and get, you know, and come on y'all, come on now, come on. Grow some gardens, get together as a community, pick the trash up off the ground. That's another, oh God, that's a pet peeve. You know what I mean? It's just, I get out the car and it's a sock on the ground. Why is somebody's sock on the ground? Why?
See y'all what I gotta go through. Do you see this? You go from 0 to 100 like that.
That's okay.
Alright, so guys, we're gonna end this show. Okay. I'm gonna make sure we have all of Kevin's information. We'll have it, you know, for the broadcast, of course.
But you can hit me up.
Okay.
If you want to contact me, hit me up 410-961-7475. I've had that number forever when I lived in Baltimore, because I did live in Baltimore. My daughter was born in Baltimore. I've been in Baltimore for 8 years. 410-961-7475. Kevin Q. Hit me up. qmar.entertainment@gmail.com. That's QUEMAR.entertainment. You should know how to spell entertainment. If not, I don't know what to tell you. @gmail.com, and all that's going to be posted on a Meloni thing, and
it's going to be on our blog. It's going to be on this, of course. It's going to be on Facebook, all social forms. It's going to be on.
And support my sister, and you know, I hope we'll be able to come back with Longevity and hang your check and stuff like that, because I knew I need to support you financially too and stuff like that. And you know you got to come on the show now.
We got to. We're going to make it happen. You know how we do.
You know you got to come on the show.
I was all in just to agitate.
That's okay.
You know, just to agitate.
That's
old time for old time.
That's it. But I'm proud of you.
Thank you. And I'm proud of you. You guys don't know. When you're in this type of industry, I didn't know until I got in. It's a struggle. It's a struggle. So anybody who's out there doing what we do, and you know, I applaud you all, because it's a struggle.
It's a struggle, but we love it though. We do it because we love it. We got a passion for it, and we got a passion for people.
That's right.
We got a passion for people.
That's right. So guys, look, don't forget to get your card. And don't forget to get Spiritual Warrior alcohol.
What you selling, Rick? She started
Get
selling
your personalized card. cards, ladies and gentlemen, get spirit some more. Okay?
Oh,
Alcoholic
Lord.
beverage. So, and you know, I'll have the contact information for that. But guys, thank you so much for hanging out.
Thank
And until the next show, you guys take care.
Peace.
Bye.
Thanks, Kevin, for helping us to recognize that health should be a goal for living longer. Because of you, my family and I have started back practicing healthy veggie and fruit juicing habits. You too can be healthy, but you have to put in the work. For more information about how you can be on our show, visit www.meloniesworks.com. Special thanks to Kareem Felder of Felder Enterprises. He's one of our new sponsors, and a very special thanks to all the sponsors who have been hanging with me from the beginning. Thank you so much, and talk to you soon.